Have you ever looked at something so massive, so mysterious that it makes you question everything you thought you knew about ancient civilizations? In the heart of the Peruvian desert, etched into the arid earth, lies one of the world's greatest unsolved mysteries. Lines and figures so enormous they can only truly be seen from the sky. These are the Nazca Lines. But who made them? And why? Were they messages to the gods, a form of ancient astronomy, or something even more otherworldly? Let's uncover the secrets of the Nazca Lines. The Nazca Lines stretch across nearly 500 square kilometers of the southern Peruvian desert. First discovered in the 1920s when commercial planes began flying over the region, the lines depict giant geoglyphs of animals, plants, geometric shapes and lines that run perfectly straight for kilometers. There's a spider, a monkey, a hummingbird, even a human-like figure some refer to as the astronaut. But how did people over 1,500 years ago carve these designs so precisely, without any ability to fly and without modern tools? The Nazca civilization flourished between 100 BCE and 800 CE. They were skilled engineers, builders, and artists. Yet, the purpose behind the Nazca Lines remains shrouded in mystery. One theory suggests they were astronomical markers. American historian Paul Kosok first noticed that some lines aligned with the solstices. He called it, quote, the largest astronomy book in the world. Later, Maria Rieke, a German mathematician and archaeologist, dedicated her life to studying the lines. She believed many of the geoglyphs pointed to constellations, planetary alignments, and solar events important to agriculture. Could the Nazca have used these lines to track time, plant crops, and predict seasonal changes? It's a question that, honestly, still fascinates researchers today. Another theory is far more spiritual. Some scholars believe the lines were ritual pathways designed to be walked during ceremonial processions. The ancient Nazca people may have created these massive designs to communicate with their gods, especially deities associated with water, fertility, and the sky. In the desert, where rain was rare and survival depended on underground aqueducts and water management, was this a plea to the heavens for life-giving rain? But then comes the question, why create images so massive they can only be seen from above? How could a pre-industrial society have conceived such massive scale and precision? This leads to one of the most controversial theories, extraterrestrials. Some researchers and authors, most famously Erich von Däniken, have speculated that the lines were created or inspired by beings from other worlds. They point to the astronaut figure, the long runway-like lines, and the sheer scale of the images as evidence that the Nazca may have been visited, or even guided, by ancient aliens. Mainstream scientists dismiss these ideas, pointing out that the Nazca people could have used simple tools and surveying techniques. They likely used wooden stakes, strings, and gridded maps to plot out the designs on the ground before removing the top layer of reddish pebbles, exposing the lighter soil underneath. But even with those tools, the complexity is stunning. Some geoglyphs stretch over 300 meters, and the lines have survived for centuries, untouched by rain or erosion, preserved by the unique climate of the desert. So in recent decades, drone and satellite imagery have actually revealed even more geoglyphs, hidden beneath layers of dust or carved into the surrounding hillsides. In 2020, archaeologists discovered a brand new feline figure while cleaning a hillside, a reminder that the Nazca still holds secrets just waiting to be found. Despite decades of study, we still don't have a definitive answer. Were the Nazca Lines a calendar, a spiritual message, or maybe a cosmic map? Or were they a blend of all these scientific, religious, and artistic expressions etched into the earth to last forever? And perhaps the real mystery lies not just in how they were made, but in the minds of the people who created them. What did they see when they looked up at the stars? What did they believe was watching them from the sky? As we gaze down upon the Nazca Lines today, just as those first pilots did a century ago, we are left with the same sense of awe and wonder. A feeling that some things, no matter how old, still have the power to make us question everything. Because sometimes the past whispers not in books, but in lines drawn across the earth. Lines that refuse to be forgotten, lines that may be messages to the gods, or perhaps messages for us.